It's Friday night in Cardiff city centre, and it's this ambulance crew's job to deal with the fallout. On the streets, people who have had too much to drink. But there's another problem that's adding to their workload.
Anybody else I know? So we've got the alcohol-related violence, we've got the alcohol-related issues as well, and then on top of that we've got these, the synthetic spice, which is taking up multiple resources to deal with these patients.
Spice is a man-made drug. It's a chemical compound that's sprayed onto dried herbs. That means its strength varies hugely from one batch to the next, and so do its effects on those smoking it. It's involved in one of the first call-outs of the night.
At first, the gentleman was seen very relaxed because he'd been drinking before he'd taken the spice, but he soon became quite agitated when we started to get a bit more probing with our questions, sort of looking for some confrontation. So we've just pulled away from the gentleman for our own safety.
Is that quite a typical symptom of taking the spice?
Yes, it can alter people's behaviour from happy one moment to very paranoid, anxiety, very confrontational, become very aggressive.
And what can you do? How can you treat people who have taken spice?
We pretty much do not have anything that works for it because it can just alter their behaviour and their mental state quickly. They can be up one moment, down the next, aggressive the next moment. It's very difficult with the limited medications that we have.
Because spice is a cheap drug, it's often used by members of the homeless community. We caught up with Christina, whose story we featured last year as part of a series on homelessness. I asked her why she still takes spice.
Yeah. It just helps along with the problems that we have in life, unfortunately. And some people, it affects them badly. They start fitting, some people die off it.
Can you describe what it's like when you've taken it?
It's pretty much an adrenaline. You just keep wanting to go and go and go. You don't want to stop and chat and stuff like that. But other people, then, they just fall asleep.
Why spice over other drugs? What is it about spice?
It's a cheaper drug. It lasts a lot longer.
Do you ever worry that you're going to overdose or die even?
One day, yeah, unfortunately. I know that comes with the drug.
But it doesn't stop you taking it?
No. Unfortunately. I like my spice too much.
But experts say it's becoming stronger. And the Welsh Ambulance Service has seen an alarming increase in the number of people needing medical assistance after using it. In 2015 to 16, just 31 call-outs were attributed to the drug. But in the year ending March 2018, that figure had grown to 486. That's an increase of almost 1,500%.
We're actually having to get the police sometimes to assist us in restraining these patients to enable us to get them up to the hospital safely. And even then, they're having to be sedated in hospital. So it is becoming an increasingly difficult situation.
And it's not just the short-term effects of taking the drug that's worrying professionals. James lives in Carmarthenshire. We've changed his name to protect his identity. He started using spice after his partner took his own life.
I just completely lost it. It was extremely hard for me to deal with. So I turned to drugs, try and help, just try and block out things in my head.
James stopped smoking the drug after a dangerous overdose, but it's left him with permanent health problems.
I was in hospital for about 7 days on a drip to try and get me flushed out. I had kidney failure and brain damage because of it. It was a horrible experience. I now suffer with seizures because of it. You know, it's been over 2 years now since I've smoked it, and I'm still getting the repercussions of it.
We don't know exactly how and why it would cause seizures, but it's possibly due to the way it changes the blood flow. Certainly there's a lot of information about the blood flow to the heart being reduced when they're using spice, and that could potentially lead to heart attacks. Chronic use can also cause kidney damage, So again, you could have people with long-term kidney problems. But unfortunately with spice, before they know it, they're addicted to similar to a drug such as heroin.
What would you say to people who are thinking about using spice?
Don't touch it. Just don't touch it. You know, think of your friends and family. Unless you want to end up in a box 6 foot under. No, just don't touch it.